If this is all true, then it means that green hair Goku is coming. Hit me with a hashtag green hair Goku in the comments below if you made it this far in the video. Okay, so I made a video about 8 months ago where I talked about the true Super Saiyan power in Dragon Ball Super. After seeing the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie a couple times, it's almost as if someone at Toei got wind of the theory and wanted to poke at us a little bit. Shout out to all the other YouTube creators talking about this right now, but if you're gonna quote my theory almost word for word, at least have the decency to give some credit. It's not like it's a secret, the video had over 700,000 views. Anyway, with all this new evidence to support this theory, in this video I am going to revisit my video about the true Super Saiyan power and talk about why Goku and Vegeta had flashes of green hair or green aura in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. This is going to be an interesting video, I promise you, so stick with me all the way to the end. I gotta say one final thing before we get started, because it's gonna bother me if I don't. There's a subset of pseudo-intellectuals in the Dragon Ball Super community who seem to have figured it out, and they've figured out that there's no foreshadowing in Dragon Ball Super. So the fact that I could tell you 8 months ago to look for green hair or aura from Goku and Vegeta in this movie, and then 8 months later it pops up, that's just luck. According to them, the creators are all idiots, and it's a coincidence that they could create a multi-million-dollar franchise that spanned over 3 decades and is still more relevant today than it was 3 decades ago. I just want to say to the people who think like that, I know you've already figured it out, so I don't want to see any of those comments on this video. If you still feel inclined to leave one of those comments, do me a favor, look up the Dunning-Kruger effect before you do, and if that still doesn't shed some light on the situation, then go ahead and comment away. Alright, that felt good, but we're gonna bring the energy down just a tiny bit and talk about this, because I'm actually pretty excited about what the appearance of green hair on Vegeta and green aura on Goku means, respectively. The appearance of this green hair on Vegeta is completely unwarranted, given the situation. All that's happening on the screen is Vegeta is going from his base form to his Super Saiyan form, which we've seen him done probably hundreds of times in the series. Never once have we seen his hair flash green like this and for this long. If you want to argue that they're only doing this for aesthetics, feel free, but I think if you take a second and look at the clip, it's clear that it's more than just looks. It starts with Vegeta's eyebrows going green, and then there's a pan up to show his green hair. This isn't a mistake. Toei, Akira Toriyama, and the other people working on this movie wanted us to see this scene. They wanted us to have a couple seconds of Vegeta with green hair. The question is, why? Well, I can tell you that part of it is definitely so people like me can make videos like this to stir up even more interest in the series, but I think it also goes a little bit further than that. I believe this may be foreshadowing Vegeta tapping into what is known as the true Super Saiyan power. You already know what that power is because you saw Broly tap into it in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. You also saw Kale tap into it in the Tournament of Power. Now, Vegeta's hair was a slightly different color green than Broly's hair, and I'll talk more about why I think that is in a minute. But before I do, I want to hop over to Goku, because Goku's green aura was a completely different situation than Vegeta's green hair, although I believe the reason behind showing it may be the same. So in Goku's green aura clip, Goku is struggling to transform from Super Saiyan God to Super Saiyan Blue. The transformation is so taxing for Goku that he almost breaks into Mastered Ultra Instinct. This scene with the white hair is not an accident. It was done on purpose. A bit of symbolism to remind us that Goku isn't fighting at his max strength. Mastered Ultra Instinct is still a thing. Goku is surrounded by this green aura while he's trying to power up. That is the true Super Saiyan power. But it's not coming from Goku. This is actually Broly's aura. This isn't fully explained, but it becomes pretty obvious if you've seen the movie a couple times or if you're just an observant person who's seen it once. A few moments before this scene, Goku uses this brand new immobilization technique on Broly. Goku immobilizes Broly by wrapping him in Super Saiyan God Ki, the red ki. Broly managed to break out of this technique by powering up. But powering up didn't just break Broly out of the technique, it also reflected it, at least in part, back onto Goku. And we can see that here. This is all pretty new stuff from Goku, but it's not surprising. Since acquiring God Ki, Goku has been using a bunch of new strange powers. We've seen Goku heal himself and others, even use his ki to bring himself back from the dead. I talk more about this in another video of mine that I'll link in the description, but let's get back on topic. Broly somehow manages to reflect Goku's new technique, and for a few moments, Goku has Broly's green aura on him. After that, the aura is no longer visible for a while, but it doesn't mean that it's gone. Remember that in the Dragon Ball universe, it's been stated many times that auras are drawn for us. In most cases, they're not actually visible. They're just a visual representation to help us understand what's going on. So the aura is still there. We just can't see it. That's why Broly was able to toss Goku around like that, because Goku was at least partially immobilized. Now in the scene with the green aura, Goku is trying to break out of that technique, doing the same thing Broly did by powering up. And maybe it's because Goku's body had just gotten so banged up, or the technique is just that powerful, or both, but that is the reason why Goku is struggling so much to transform to Super Saiyan Blue. It's also the reason why we see the true Super Saiyan aura wrapped around Goku. Now, if you're wondering why I'm calling this the true Super Saiyan power, that is exactly what my last video on this topic was about. But the reason pretty much boils down to because that's what Vegeta called it. The reason I spent some time explaining that scene is because I want to make it crystal clear that I'm not trying to imply that Goku, or Vegeta for that matter, had green hair or a green aura because they were actually tapping into the true Super Saiyan power themselves. Although that is a possibility, that is not the reason for this video. We do not yet have enough evidence to say either way with 100% certainty that that is what's going on. But what we can say with 100% certainty is that these scenes were added to the movie purposefully. I believe that it was symbolism and foreshadowing for what is to come. Here's why. At the end of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, we get this wonderful scene where Goku visits Broly and friends on planet Vampa. The show makes it clear that Goku and Broly are going to be training together in the future. There's also a very special scene where Goku tells Broly, hey, my name is Goku, but you can call me Kakarot. Goku has never referred to himself as Kakarot anywhere else in the official Dragon Ball canon. Kakarot, his Saiyan name. I see this as an indicator that in the future, Goku will be accepting and reconnecting with the fact that he is a full-blooded Saiyan, a true Saiyan. And what better way to do that than to, after training with Broly and seeing what he does, allow Goku to also tap into the true Super Saiyan power. But I'm not done. I think personally, and I think most of you guys will probably agree with me when I say that by the end of the Dragon Ball series, so at the end of Super or whatever comes next, it'll make sense to expect Goku to be the strongest, or at least one of the strongest people in the Dragon Ball universe. I'm talking stronger than all of the gods of destruction, stronger than all of the angels, likely even stronger than the Grand Priest. Now, the strongest version of Goku that we've seen so far is Mastered Ultra Instinct. And if Goku is to surpass even the angels someday, it doesn't make sense to me that he'll do so using the same power that the angels have been using and mastering for millions, probably even billions of years. I think personally that it'll make more sense to have Goku become that strong by using the only other power around that currently seriously rivals Divine Ki, and that is the true Super Saiyan power. But that's not all. I've seen this theory floating around recently that talks about Goku and Vegeta potentially losing their God Ki to Moro, the newest big villain in Dragon Ball Super. The logic behind this theory is that we've seen that Moro has the ability to take ki from other living beings. And because the Daikaioshin gave up a significant portion of his God Ki to seal Moro initially, we may see Moro either try to steal some of the God Ki from Goku and Vegeta, or see Goku and Vegeta try to use their own God Ki to seal a souped up Moro. Now, this theory is possible, but I don't fully agree with it for a lot of reasons. One being that even if you assume that the Daikaioshin teaches Goku and Vegeta his technique on how to use God Ki to seal others, Goku and Vegeta are so much stronger than the Daikaioshin that I don't see why it would require both of them to permanently give up all of their God Ki to do the same thing that the Daikaioshin was able to do millions of years ago. And if you want to believe that Moro may be able to grab a hold of one of them, Vegeta for example, and absorb some of his God Ki, it's still very hard for me to envision it happening to the point where Moro permanently removes all of Vegeta's God Ki and is then able to turn around and do the same thing to Goku. If he had the ability to do this against such powerful opponents, he likely would have done it to the Daikaioshin and the South Kai when they fought millions of years ago. So I don't fully agree with the theory, but the thing that the theory did get me thinking about, which ties into Goku and Vegeta possibly acquiring a new form similar to Broly's, is that it is now possible in the Dragon Ball Super universe for someone to use a technique to give up a portion of their God Ki. This may be setting us up for Goku and Vegeta doing that at some point in the future. Maybe for whatever reason they decide to reject the gods. Or maybe they're fighting an opponent that actually requires the both of them sacrificing their God Ki to get rid of. If that happens, then the only other game in town to compete with Divine Ki for them to get stronger is the true Super Saiyan power, Broly's power. By the way, this will make a lot of sense because Goku and Vegeta are likely already tapping into at least some of the true Super Saiyan power when they transform to Super Saiyan, and this is likely why their eyes turn green, the same color as Broly's hair and aura. I just want to end this video by keeping my promise from earlier and telling you why I think Vegeta's hair color was a different shade of green than Broly's. It's for the same reason why Vegeta was able to achieve Super Saiyan Blue Evolve, which is a different shade, a different color blue than Goku's version of Super Saiyan Blue. I think it's because if Vegeta ever achieves this power, he is going to do it in his own way, following his own path and finding a way different from both Goku and Broly. Anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you made it this far in the video, let's bring back the hashtag green hair Goku or green hair Vegeta in the comments below. Whichever one you prefer to see first. Crew, I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support. Have a great day. I will be talking to you again real soon. Bye.